One of the things you seemed the most excited about in the panel was the idea of the replicator. Could you talk a bit about why that prospect is so exciting? And
well, what I always connect it to is the 3D printers of today. They are the precursors to the replicator. And right now they're not rearranging atoms, but one day we will have devices that can rearrange atoms, and that essentially is a replicator. For those who don't know, in Star Trek, they had these devices called replicators, where generally they were made for food. Anytime you wanted a hot tea or soup or anything like that, it would, of course, kind of beam in the bowl and the soup. And again, it is just the reconstruction of atoms to create the soup bowl and the soup itself. I'm so excited about that technology because in the future, it's going to be the ultimate equalizer. If we have the ability to print anything we want, $100 bills, gold, diamonds, fancy watches, even on large scale, fast cars, those sorts of things will end up losing their value because if anyone can print them. Remember, a 3D printer, a replicator, can print a replicator. So everyone will be able to have a replicator. Everyone will be able to have a fast car. Everyone will be able to have a fancy watch, diamonds, gold. These things will lose their value. Anytime you have so much of one thing, it just loses its value, whether it's in the marketplace or from our own perspective. So what that is going to do is that our focus won't be on money. It won't be on gold. It won't be on diamonds. It won't be on those things because we'll no longer be needing to work for those things to buy food for our families. Again, we'll be able to print our own food. We'll no longer need fast cars. It's going to focus us on the individual personality, the idea. Each person here has an infinite wealth of perspective, idea, and point of view in their head, and we don't take enough advantage of that. In fact, a lot of us are scared of people who have different ideas. When we get refocused and start paying attention to those people, we will start evolving and educating ourselves and opening up our own minds to unique perspectives. So I do think in the future when we can do this sort of thing, and it sounds like science fiction, but there are people working on this. It might be 50 years, 100 years, maybe even more away, but when this happens, it's going to really unify our planet. I really think so, because there won't be need, there won't be want. There will just be passion and desire to grow and evolve ourselves.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And while I'm happy here, I feel like I should ask what your favorite Star Trek series is.
My favorite Star Trek series is The Next Generation. I was born and raised with it. I really think it was where my father got the opportunity to share his wisdom. And when I say that, he did Star Trek, the original series, in 1966. And I don't know exactly how old he was, but he didn't have necessarily tons of wisdom, or at least he didn't have the wisdom that he had 25 years later. And I think he really incorporated that into the characters of Star Trek, where, Picard was not the first one to throw a fist. He was not the first one to get into a fight. He believed in diplomacy, and although sometimes that can make boring television, I'll tell you what, he would be the captain that I would rather follow anywhere besides Kirk. Kirk would probably get me killed, pretty sure. I'd be wearing a red shirt on his ship. With Picard, I think I'd be pretty safe.